Hi everybody, I'm Bill Sanders and this is Watch Art Sci, the art and science of watch collection. What I want to do today is to do a little detective work, and whether the conclusion is right or not, we'll see in time. But this is to take a look at the new FP Journe sports watch. And the reason I'm sort of hedging on this, the watch we're going to look at is for an auction for charity called the OnlyWatch auction. And in the past, watches that came out in the OnlyWatch then came out later as a sort of general production watch from FP Journe. But this one I thought was really interesting. Now there are about 6 collections, but the main ones are the first 3, the Classic Collection, the Line Sport Collection, the Elegant Collection. The Elegant Collection is one that has the quartz movements designed by FP Journe, and then they have a little rotor that when the watches are moved, the power goes down to save the battery. Now, there's one called the Boutique Collection. There's one called the Black Collection. And essentially what these are versions of watches in the Classique and the Line Sport Collection. There may be some differences in there that they may have some special ones that you only can get at the Boutique as well. So what we're going to do, we're going to take a look at this, the watch that's going into the OnlyWatch auction. It's called the Chronomet Furtif Blue. Now, when I first saw it, I thought, oh boy, there's going to be sort of a new Chronomet Blue and part of the Classique collection, sort of updating the old one. But the more I looked at it, the more I realized I don't think that's what's going to happen. The name Chronomet Furtif Blue and the name Chronomet Blue sounded pretty much alike. Also, the new one, the one in the going into the auction, is made of tantalum, and so is the original Chronomet Blues, but maybe not. Here's what happened. The Furtif name means like stealth. And the idea behind it is that the only person who can tell the time is the owner, and that's if he's looking directly at his watch. By the way, I have on my FP Journe Chronomet Souverain that I just got back from service, so I'm bragging about it more than I should perhaps. Anyway, so going back to this, so what I saw is that if you look really carefully, there's below the second hand, that big orange second hand in the middle that they have, you can see this little something is back there. So what I did is that I took the picture, I enlarged it, and I put it in Photoshop and changed the contrast and sort of brought out what was ever behind there. And it turned out to be this S. Well, the S is sort of the symbol of the Line Sport collection, not part of the Classique collection. So this watch was not simply going to be an upgrade of the Chronomet Blue, but take a look at it. Now, one from the Line Sport collection is the Automatique Reserve, and I looked at some things. They both have this pusher over at 9 o'clock. I thought, well, there's some similarities there, and then that was about it, among other things. There's some other things. You'll take a look at the movement. This is a hand-wound one, just like the Chronomet Blue, but this one's 42 millimeters. The Chronomet Blue is 49, but then the Automatique Reserve is 44 millimeters. So this is a little bigger than one, a little smaller than the other one. So anyway, to me, it's really a fascinating watch. Now, made of tantalum would be very much a sporty watch in the sense that stuff is tough. I mean, it's really very tough metal using tantalum. But I was talking to a friend about this, and I said, well, maybe the production model is going to be titanium, which is also very strong, but a lot lighter. We'll see. Like I said, a lot of this is speculation right now. Now, in looking at the movement, now there's a new movement called the Caliber 1522, and the old Caliber, the one that was in the Chronomet Blue, was the 1304. The 1304 is also in here too. So looking at the, what's going on here, now they're double barrels, and this is the interesting thing. In releasing the information about this watch, FP Journe didn't give all of the information out. For example, it didn't say, it didn't have the frequency, it didn't have whether the double barrels were in serial or in parallel, and so had to do a little detective work. There's one mention of the number of hours that this has, and it's 56 hours. Well, 56 hours is the same as the 1304. And if you have double barrels in serial, it would have pushed it beyond 56 hours. So I'm guessing that it's in parallel, which, by the way, shows this, and I like it very much more. You don't find a lot of watches that have their barrels in parallel. Most of them just have it in serial to give it a longer charge to it. Now the frequency, so if you have the hours and this and that, the same. My hunch is the frequency is going to be 21,600 semi-oscillation per hour. In other words, 3 hertz, just like most of the other ones, including the ones, I think not, I don't know if all of them, but most of them in the line sport are also same thing. And a couple things that are really interesting. The Chronomet Surveying has a power reserve on right at 3 o'clock. On the front. Now this one has it on the back up about 12 o'clock. You can see the power reserve up there. The pusher at 9 o'clock, and here on the back it looks like it's at 3 o'clock, but the moon face, there's a pusher there, and I don't know what it's for. So I was guessing, oh, maybe it's to set the moon phase, which is down there on the back at 6 o'clock, so it doesn't take up any real estate on the front. There was, in looking at the, comparing the two, I think the balance wheel looks to be about the same size. Instead of having a balance cock, it has a little bridge over the, I don't know, they call them Batman bridges, but this one looks more like a little more refined bridge, I guess. Then it's got another little bridge up there right in the middle that's not on the Caliber 1304. Anyway, so this is the Caliber 1522, and the wonderful name, the Stealth Blue. I don't know what the production model is going to look like. I don't know if it's how different or similar it'll be to the OnlyWatch, but I think it's going to be, I think there'll be a lot of similarities. Anyway, that I think is a new sports watch from FP Journe. Let me know what you think, and if you know better, you can say you're full of beans, you're wrong about this. This is really what it is. Like I said, I had to speculate on a couple things. In the meantime, want to hear back from you. And this is an opportunity to subscribe if you like. And until next time, this is Bill Sanders for Watch Art Side, the art and science of watch collection.